Keep your questions brief. You're here. Welcome. You've made quite the impression at Kingston. So much so, I was tempted to recruit you for Cole. However, now that we have the guide as a strategic asset, shall we get started? Based on the coordinates provided by the guide, the Ironheart excavation site is near the enemies, and unfortunately, the exact location needs to be confirmed in person. The coordinates are based on data from the time of the ancestors, and I'll do recon around the industrial zone. While I'm doing that, even though I have active camouflage, things will be much easier if you can hold the enemy's attention. I'll tell Jeremy to stay behind and provide. Jeremy seems to be unable to link with the guide, so he won't be much use in finding the excavation site. He'll be better deployed using his arm. Let's get moving.
What, me? Support? Oh, for crying out loud. Get to the point. Guide! That's all everybody talks about these days. Since when did the higher-ups at Albion conduct operations based on, not to mention, excluding an excellent descendant like myself from this operation? Hey, you think it's funny I can't... Alright then, let's consider let's see. It's only me and Alpha, yes? Looks to me like the commander of Albion and the strongest descendant are the only ones who are still sane. If I were you, I'd think carefully about why you've been designated as a bait. Huh. Do you really think you can...
You've been ambushed. Or did you let it happen? As a feint, it worked well. But you must take the line now. Those Vulgus cyborgs have had quite a few upgrades recently. You may suddenly encounter powerful units that aren't in our database. Oh, we're definitely in Vulgus-occupied territory. There's no end to them.
High-level Vulgus closing in. We've confirmed it's a new Kuiper-enhanced variant.
The material is the one we're after. Make a note in the operations log, number 17. Thanks to the enemies being drawn your way, infiltration is going smoothly. Good job.
On the transmitter. There's a high probability that this is the result of communications error. Continue to engage them and stall for time as long as possible. High-level Vulgus closing in. Likelihood of our communications diversion. Tactical target achieved. Mission accomplished. Mission request from Colon Special Forces Agent number 17. Objective, secure a Vulgus sample. We need a Vulgus sample to study the recent technological improvements to Legion of Immortality units. This mission is also part of the diversion tactics. Samples? The Vulgus seem to believe our actions are a simple offensive mission. The feint is working. Receiving info on mark. Position of Vulgus power plant confirmed. Mission request. Destruction of generators as a feint attack.
I heard Captain Harris let you in on a fun trick. Certain Legion of Immortality units have parts that can act as fuses. They can use those.
Shocking, right?
Unstable energy flow detected. Probability of the fuse parts high. Vulgus carrying fuse parts confirmed.
My shields!
generators disabled. Mission relay terminated.
This is Sharen. I'm transmitting to all Allied forces deployed to this operation.
Do you have something to tell me? Descendant, we have an urgent report on Sharen. Her current position is near the Vulgus munitions factory. Thanks to her diversionary tactics, she was able to reach the target safely, but the Vulgus have appeared. This is the sitrep recorded by Sharon's Asive.
Operating arcade tracking matrix. Tiger retrofitted active camouflage detected. Probability of zone infiltration high. Ironheart excavation site status. Quarantine at the highest level of security. Terminate the descendant.
This cyborg Vulgus, Edelek, is a commando-level model, and it seems the Vulgus already know about the Ironheart excavation site. I was told that the Ancestors' data was tightly guarded at Kingston. If the Vulgus, for the moment, Sharen has requested an attack on the repository's core facility. Once the Vulgus have vacated the factory, Descendant, you and Jeremy, it's a...
Are you sure this guide can be trusted? Didn't you guys win at Kingston?
Focus on the mission, Jeremy.
Descendant, I am at the Ancestors' data that the Vulgus obtained in Kingston was formatted in such a way that the Vulgus managed to transmit around 90% of the data. Defeating their commander prevented them, but they were able to reconstruct the missing 10%. I need to analyze this. Descendant, you need to continue your search for the Ironheart. If the Vulgus enter it first, they may destroy the entire site after.
How pathetic. A full operation for such a minor target? Guess the Colon Special Forces aren't that special after all. I've sent you a more appropriate mark, so you can show me what you can really do with those highfalutin skills of yours. Get it together, come on!
Sending info on mark. Target, Vulgus Kuiper storage tanks. Descendant, be advised, the storage tanks should not be detonated. The key objective is to disarm security and seize the Kuiper packs stored within. Vulgus used the rare metal Kuiper in a different way from us. Specifically, the way they process it causes massive contamination and contributes to the destruction of the environment in Inglis. Research to restore the environment is underway. To help this, you need to seize the Kuiper from the Vulgus. And if you keep their commander occupied, even better. Descendant, this place is a Kuiper mine that has been taken over by the Vulgus. The Vulgus' Kuiper mining methods are extremely aggressive, devastating contamination. The ores we seize from them are unusable, so they must be destroyed. That storage box contains the Kuiper collected by the enemy. Opening it will reveal the contaminated Kuiper. Kuiper disassembler operation. Please destroy as much of the Vulgus Kuiper as possible. Tactical aim achieved. Mission accomplished, Descendant. High-value target confirmed. Facility? Vulgus Kuiper Refinery. Descendant, the Kuiper Refinery is a vital resource facility for Vulgus. However, it is heavily armored. Total destruction is unfeasible. Use the enemy's fuses to disable the generator. That will bring the refinery to a halt. Carrying fuse parts identified. Wait, our surveillance equipment is picking up any comms.
Arcade tracking matrix operational. Descendant detected in the area of the Kuiper Refinery. Guardian Unit Kara. Highly suitable for Facility Defense Command. Deployment ready.
Damn. Looks like they're just sending one of their underlings. I was hoping the commander would show up. Location confirmed. One generator remaining. Descendant, a high-level Vulgus is heading toward the refinery. It's likely to be hollow.
Descendant located. Activating quantum fiber force field. Initiate elimination of the Descendant. Protect the refinery.
Descendant, this is a dangerous Vulgus. It will be best to eliminate it. Signal paused. I was hoping Ederwood would show up. But oh well. Thank you, Descendant.
This is Sharen. Nice work with the support. I've managed to shake off their tracking. I'm scouting for intel around the factory. I've relayed the coordinates of the temporary outpost, requesting all units to regroup at the designated location. Officially beginning infiltration operation. It'll be fine for a while. I'm alive, thanks to you. And you even found time to attack the Vulgus Kuiper facility. Oh yeah. How did I manage to get the slip? He retreated as soon as the battle at the mining site was over and headed toward a facility. I wondered what he was up to, but he actually did us a favor in the... I think the Ironheart a pretty hastily built structure? Check. Multiple security devices guarding the entrance. I need to assign missions to all operatives. It'll require specific procedures. Let's move. We need to get in there.
I have to admit, not even my arcade can penetrate the quantum barrier of these security devices. Those rust buckets have put some thought into this.
Operation status, jammer installation complete. Using the jammer to neutralize the distress signal sent by Ederlick should allow us to bypass one of the Vulgus' security measures. Task is to protect the jammer while High-level Vulgus closing in. Prepare for engagement. Tactical target achieved. Enemy security devices disabled. Mission accomplished. Power to the security system has been reduced. 2 generators remaining. This is the last generator. Keep going, Descendant.
highest level firepower units. The Descendants must be stopped. Execute them.
Power has been deactivated. Security system compromised. Tactical target achieved. Terminating mission relay.
To bypass the multi-stage security system, you'll need a unique authentication sequence used by the Legion of Immortality. You need to collect samples from the Legion in good condition and put them in the supply box. These will be analyzed in Albion, and they'll send us a sequence we can use for security authentication.
That's the Vulgus barracks, which I was assigned to take out. They said if we didn't destroy their base, it would allow them to counterattack. But what a shame. I have no more rounds. Why don't you finish up? It's kind of boring, to be honest. I've destroyed the main passages. You only have to deal with the remaining troops. And why don't you go ahead and send the operational relay to get there? Oh, and make sure to print
Reinforcements detected. Internal facilities destroyed right Without the advancement that will be surrounded.
Deploying elite forces to resume control.
You're almost there, Descendant.
Barracks unrecoverable. Defense failed.
You've done it, Descendant. Mission relay terminated.
This is Sharen. All Vulgus security levels have been successfully deactivated. All units regroup at my position to investigate the Ironheart excavation site.
Regroup? Huh. Yeah, I don't think so. I think I'll sit this one out, Sharen.
What did you say?
Get to the point. It seems as if all of you have forgotten. It looks like it'll be a guide-related mission from this point on, which means you're the one who told me I should be in a supporting role. Report that to HQ however you like. It's not like they have a cell that can hold... Oh, nah. Maybe I will sit in a cell and get some rest. I'm not sure who blabbed about my secret operation, but had it been carried out, not only would we have the Iron Heart, but Corell's heart as well. I guess that's just my little walk down memory lane.
Sharen, give me the order and I will track him.
Let him be. Jeremy's RK ability is teleportation. We have no way of catching him.
Descendant, although it was not my intention, there seems to be... I do not choose who I am linked with. The process... I have no knowledge of the details of these If I were able to alter those directives, would I have been able to resolve this misunderstanding? The human mind is difficult to comprehend. It feels like a mass of powerful energy, surrounded by a resilient... I apologize for occupying your time for an important operation. I will focus on the emergency. I hope I can bring results.
You'll need to leave first.
Deactivating active camouflage.
This is the Ironheart excavation site that was documented in the ancestors' data. As you must know, the Ironhearts are mysterious entities that somehow made their way to Ingress. They were first discovered by the architects. The Ironhearts were passed down to the ancestors, my creators, and the forebears of the Descendant. We don't know what their people the Ironhearts. I was created. After that, I'm detecting an unusual energy flow nearby. These are traces of Ironheart excavation. Ironheart microparticles confirmed. Initiating emergency restoration protocols to repair damaged systems. Descendant, we have retrieved Ironheart elements from the excavation site. Next, I must... Oh, no. This wasn't just an excavation site. I need to interface with the quantum monolith, a data processor belonging to the ancestors. This device contains my restoration data, which can be copied using Ironheart microparticles. I can guide you there. However, to access the quantum monolith descendant, I must undergo authentication here first. I should as it was my system and memories that were damaged. The models to fade while the authentication is in progress.
Intruders accessing core assets. Approaching high-risk level. Initiating facility lockdown procedures.
Passageways are being blocked across the facility. I'll do my best to find a way out, but it won't be easy to maneuver. Please be careful. There must have been countless experiments conducted here using the Ironhearts. Emergency restoration protocols would have been one of them.
The void corrosion has encroached upon my legion.
That is because of an unknown error. It will be fixed momentarily. Complete. The security threat has been neutralized. I have completed all preparations as you commanded.
Begin.
The Legion will be reborn through the Ironheart.
Rise, my warriors! Give your lives for Clipper! Stand at the vanguard for me, Al-Zaruk. I will stand at the vanguard of the Legion. Al-Zaruk submits to Lord Karel's command. Transport the Ironheart to my fortress. Initiate the data inversion immediately.
Even though the Vulgus managed to access the data first, I have been able to restore one of my core functions through the emergency restoration protocol. I am finally able to detect the Ironheart. Let me explain this function and how to utilize it. My Ironheart detection system has a scanning function which uses Arcade to detect certain environmental factors. Within zones where Arcade can be detected, my system can track the iron. The tracking range and accuracy depends on where Arcade particles are distributed across Ingress. At present, I have just detected Ironheart particles at Sharen's location, which is important. There is clearly something of interest at the By using my detection system Descendant, I can find... However, the Vulgus called Amon, the one who accessed the quantum monolith, it seems the theft of the Ancestors' data was also led by Amon. However, a Vulgus is only a Vulgus. They cannot defeat a direct descendant of the Ancestors. Use me to find the Ironheart Descendant. I will assist humankind from this moment forward.
Descendant, I've received the report on the results of the operation from Colon Special Forces.
It seems the core functionality of the guide has been restored. I have a related operation for you. Please return to HQ. There isn't much time. We have to hurry. Descendant, a quick word before the briefing. You seem to be a little too preoccupied with your AI friend at the moment. As your commander, I'm concerned that you're prioritizing the guide over the guide is only a strategic tool. I tolerate her under the condition she is essentially data, and data can be manipulated by external factors, or even by itself. We should never see it as being at the same level as those of us who have fought to keep that in mind, and you'll be the best teammate anyone could ask for. That being said, this operation was... I trust you to keep up the good fight. As you may be aware, the guide has detected Ironheart particles at Sharen's...
The location is inside the Vulgus munitions factory. Sharen and the Colon Special Forces...
Once you've completed preparations, join Sharen and look for... We've kept our end of the bargain. Now it's the guide's turn to prove her worth.
HQ, we appreciate the support. The operation will commence once reinforcements arrive. It'll be fine for a while, alright? Sorry, I wasn't able to help you at the excavation site. To be honest, I'm not sure if my functions, my skills, are at full capacity. It takes a huge amount of RK to maintain the Kuiper retroreflective active camouflage. It feels like my prosthesis and I are both slowly reaching our limits. But if the Ironheart is within our reach, I have to give it my all, even if it breaks me. The guide said that Ironheart particles are the fundamental clues we need to track it. They're kind of like footprints that the Ironheart leaves behind, wherever it goes. I compared the location of these footprints to the recon intel. We should find more conclusive data as we continue to follow the traces. I'll send the details of the zone you'll need to cover to your receive. The remaining zones will be covered by Colon operatives.
The Vulgus munitions factory truly is an ominous and horrifying place.
Can you feel that?
I can experience a variety of sensations through the archy of descendants, including phantom pain.
That's for me to deal with, Guide. Don't poke your nose in where it's not wanted. Once I've dealt with my personal target, then I'll ask you to remove the pain.
You refer to the Vulgus.
Logistical activity discovered. A large volume of construction materials have been relocated from here to the suspect zone. At the same time, secret supplies have been transported from there back to here. This is suspicious. I'll send this info to Sharen.
Vulgus weapon processing facility. To analyze the particle flow, we need to take a closer look inside. More enemies. I'm detecting signals from multiple bodies. This attack is relentless. Where are all their forces coming from?
We've already destroyed the barracks. There must be another military settlement.
Judging by the particle flow, the Ironheart came through here and returned somewhere else. I'll keep analyzing. I'm not sure why, but I'm sensing Ironheart particles in the wastewater in this zone. Can you confirm?
I've taken over operation of the environmental data collector we installed. When we retrieve it, we'll be able to check the environmental parameters without coming into contact with contaminated wastewater. Will there be enough data for you to perform an analysis, Guide? You know our equipment can't detect Ironheart traces.
Once I complete analysis of the composition of the wastewater, I should know why I can detect Ironheart particles.
Then we'd better retrieve the data quickly. It will only be available for a limited amount of time.
This wastewater is composed of Kuiper extracts and Vulgus electrolytes. The Ironheart particles are most likely bound between those two substances. That's why they were detected intact and not dispersed.
If we can find the source of that wastewater, we could trace them more accurately. I have a HQ. While investigating traces of the Ironheart, we've discovered a zone in the factory area that looks to have been recently expanded. Considering the circumstances, I think it's highly likely that there's an Ironheart inside. Requesting approval for further investigation.
Approval granted, but proceed with extreme caution. A large assault ship has been spotted in the airspace above the area. Based on the ship's class, we think it's the same one that we saw Corell aboard. Either he's there in person, or something worthy of his attention is happening. We should be prepared for a challenging situation. We may need to deploy more Descendants. Over and out.
Sharen, do we have any tactical weapons that are capable of destroying the entire Vulgus industrial area? If the Ironheart is here, we may be able to investigate after destroying the enemy's facilities.
It's an interesting idea, Guide. But if it were possible, we would have already done it. Unfortunately, we don't have the capabilities to create such a powerful weapon. The anti-air gun in the Albion mountain range is probably our heaviest hitter. That's why the Descendants and the Ironheart are humanity's last hope. Closing the dimensional wall to isolate ingress from the Colossi and the Vulgus. That would be the ultimate tactical weapon. Anyway, we don't have time to chat. Let's head to the restricted zone.
Descendant. I can detect both Ironheart particles and its pulse in this zone. It keeps moving. If you and Sharen can widen the range of Arcade, I can obtain more accurate information. Please help me. Also, my system has been more inconvenienced than I expected. I believe that once it was restored, I would be able to locate the Ironhearts wherever they may be in Ingress. However, it may be that my system has yet to be completely restored. As I was created for the Ironheart, I assumed that my performance would not be this lackluster. In order to achieve my goal, our goal,
Let's think about that later, if we make it out alive. If the Vulgus... Number 17 and I will operate in stealth mode. You stay sharp.
Descendant, I have found a secure location for detecting Ironheart. This is a large nuclear reactor, which is connected to this entire zone. By comparing the reactor's pulses with the Vulgus biosignals, I can detect pulses in one area. I could detect Ironheart pulses. I'll attempt to trace that location.
This is believed to be a Vulgus bioengineering facility. Remember the wastewater treatment plant where we found Ironheart particles? The wastewater tank there. We can figure out what these bastards have been up to when we take a look around.
Be careful, Descendant. I've identified multiple Vulgus signals inside the facility. Expect random hostile encounters.
there's a cache of records about the most recent experiments. It's not ideal, but I'll try to restore it as best I can.
Then I might as well follow the Ironheart path. Of the pulses. Descendant, I have pinpointed the location where all of the Ironheart traces. It is hidden within the facility of the lead. I can detect a continuous Ironheart pulse and particles, as well as I recommend we investigate this place, Descendant.
Sharen, I will stay behind and retrieve the cache of Vulgus experiment records. I'm sure they'll contain valuable information.
I'll enter the inner facility first. Join me when you're ready. Most of the main passageways are now either blocked or destroyed. It appears the enemy intends to destroy the entire facility. Air vents, drainage pipes, maintenance. Use any available alternative means of escape.
Sharen, I've restored some of the data from the Vulgus experiment records. According to these records, the facility you're in is the private laboratory of General A of the Legion of Immortality. As it was Ironheart traces which led us to this place, Corellan Heyman might actually be there.
Sharen,
Awaiting your transmission.
the traces of the Ironheart detected you. Never mind. I'll let you know after I've performed further analysis.
Okay, guys. They synchronize the alarms with the nuclear reactor's self-destruct switch. What the hell are they thinking? They'd rather take everyone and everything than give up the Ironheart. I can modify the circuitry, find the alarms, and destroy them. We need to stabilize the deactivated reactor. Turn on the coolers. I'll continue tracking the Ironheart traces.
Units transmitting critical operation details. From the restored Vulgus experiment records, I've reconstructed an audio recording that seems to have been made during the time of the experiments.
Legion will become greater from the Ironheart. Rise, my warriors. Give your lives for cripple. Stand at the vanguard.
So the Ironheart's already gone.
No chance! So this is why the traces felt displaced. Descendant, in order to increase the accuracy of our pursuit, we need to access all the data on Vulgus units who were transformed using the Ironheart. You must defeat Alzarok. Sharen, will you relay a detailed report of this to HQ?
Will do. I'll be on my way. Good hunting.
Over, Descendant. But there is so much information that is hard to accept. This Alzarok is one thing. But Karel has ordered for the Ironheart to be inverted. Whatever that means. Inversion. What could that be?
Karel, do you truly plan on inverting the Ironheart data? If you do that, we won't be able to decipher the unidentified guide code.
Enough! The Ironheart data must be reconfigured in order to destroy the dimensional wall. I don't have time to think about that! You understand my vision now, don't you?
Oh, of course. I am only thinking of our research.
I'm glad to hear that our objectives are aligned. Initiate the data inversion. The path will engulf increase. The roars of the Vulgus will fill this land with fear.
Descendant, I have the results of the operation from Sharen. Alpha is tied up with an emergency meeting with the Magisters. I have been ordered to brief you on the follow-up operation. Please make your way to HQ.
Do you need information? What about?
Excellent work, Descendant. This operation has yielded many results, both positive and negative. Firstly, all of HQ is encouraged by the possibilities presented by the guide. Although we were unsuccessful in our retrieval of the Ironheart, thanks to the guide's tracking function, we uncovered the Vulgus restricted zone and Alzarok. This proves the guide's tracking system exists and is operational. However, the ingenuity that the Vulgus demonstrated with their use of the Ironheart was alarming. So much so that the Magisters requested an emergency meeting with Alpha. In particular, the inversion of the Ironheart ordered by Corral is something we must understand, no matter the cost. From this point forward, HQ plans to adopt the guide's tracking functionality and the various other information sources they offer as official operational elements. The Descendants will soon be deployed throughout Ingress. Use the guide to track the Ironheart and proceed with the mission to investigate the inversion procedure. Humanity's full-scale counterattack has officially begun. However, I know you have just completed a difficult mission. Until the official deployment order is given, please go ahead with whatever preparations you need to make. The Magisters have promised their full commitment to support research efforts, so this is the perfect opportunity to request anything you need from an ace. Before you go, Descendant, I have a personal request. Can you retrieve the Alzarok autopsy report from Jeremy? The report was intended for delivery to the Magisters. Jeremy requested a brief look at it, and I haven't heard from him since. I understand things are strained between you and Jeremy due to the recent operation, but I hope you'll do this anyway. Descendant, just in case, I hope you're not disappointed that Jeremy wasn't punished. I actually saw Alpha slap Jeremy earlier. No one enjoys seeing their superior do something like that, but I believe it was a more appropriate punishment than a court-martial. I'm sure that Jeremy has also learned his lesson.
Putting off introductions to your imaginary friend. What the? You're still alive? I was just reading the report on Alzarok and thinking, wouldn't it be great if he, killed you? Anyway, looks like you got to experience something interesting at least. A Vulgus redesigned by the Ironheart. Wow. Now, that's an area that fascinates me. If I knew you'd be seeing that, I would have stuck with the operation instead of dropping out. And I wouldn't have been slapped by Alpha. Anyway, why are you here? I'm in a bad enough mood already after Sharen and her minion drop by to give me a piece of their minds. What? Nell wants the report? Ah, so you're her gopher. You really are something. You can take it and buzz off. You probably don't have time to argue with me anyway. Sharen mentioned earlier that the guide isn't in the best shape. All these so-called grown-ups having fun with their imaginary friend. Oh, get lost! You're annoying me!
Descendant, something has altered the properties of the Ironheart I was connected to. As soon as we returned to Albion, I leapt between the arcade of different descendants in order to find Ironheart traces. I discovered traces in the desert and forest areas, and at that moment, I felt great pain. In human terms, it felt like my skin was peeling off and my flesh was melting. Descendant, I suspect this phenomenon is caused by an inversion process. If Corell and Eamon had enough time after moving the Ironheart, they may have managed to perform it. However, aside from this pain, I was unable to obtain any further information. For the properties of the Ironheart to change, a tremendous amount of energy would have to be released.
Void dimension link detected. Colossus approaching. I repeat, void dimension link detected. Colossus approaching.
Descendant, a Colossus has appeared. This Colossus, is it merely coincidence? Can this truly be unrelated to the Ironheart inversion? The ancestors always removed the environmental value of chance from all variables. They believed all things had a cause and an effect. My thoughts are all muddled. It would be best to focus on the Colossus for now, Descendant. As for the inversion, I will investigate.
Classification type, stunning beauty. All descendants in Albion. Prepare for an intercept battle.
They're arriving on the daily. And not just any Colossus, but stunning beauty? Somebody buy Alpha a new pen. He's gonna have to write so many letters of condolences today.
Alpha let him off with just a slap in the face. He should have gone after his neck.
I don't disagree.
You need information about the Descendants, the Colossi are discerning ingress through an incomprehensible pattern. Although the expected time of arrival for the Colossus is unknown, the fact that a stunning beauty is a Colossus which is insensitive to energy, but now suddenly one is making its way to Ingress. Descendant, I'll send you to the Void Dimension once you have finished battle preparation. information about the Colossi. Descendant, you have been successful. We live in uncertain times, but thankfully the skills of the Descendants, even if using the word stable in our current situation is embarrassingly ironic. The dimensional wall is currently in the work. We must find the Ironheart and connect it to the Prime Hands as soon as possible. Closing the dimensional wall is the...
I suppose everyone thinks the dimensional wall is the only answer.
Are you saying it isn't?
I cannot say whether it is or not. As we do not have an Ironheart, nothing can be proven.
You think too much. We should find a heart and prove it then. I'm pretty sure there's one in Vespers. Traces from another Ironheart have been discovered in a forest in Vespers. I've already spoken with HQ. Let's discuss operation strategies. Come with me.
What's going on?
Sorry, I know you probably wanted some rest after taking... Anyway, like I said over comms, we've discovered Ironheart traces in Suddenly, the guide appeared. According to... Now, well, it's obvious, isn't it? We have no other choice, but when I came back to HQ to report on my operation, they told me to take reinforcements. Jeremy makes me very uncomfortable. But I have no trouble trusting you. So, I'll take your silence as consent. I knew you'd accept, even if you didn't. We'll head to the Vespers outpost once you're ready. It'll give Dr. Glay time to join us.